my career as a musician, I've done a lot of songs, and I know most people wonder what inspired those songs. In a nutshell, I would say some came because of experiences, some came because I just needed to write a song, you know. So I'm going to go through a list of songs, requests from people, or requests of explanations rather from people. And I have my small bowl here of songs that people would want to know how I wrote or how I came about writing them. And it's a random pick, so I'm just going to start with this one here. Now I picked two, so I'm going to... Okay, Nyaerudo. So Nyaerudo is a song that I recorded at Monolio Studios, which is Mono. Mono is a prominent guitarist and a producer in Zimbabwe. So we recorded a song called Nyaerudo, and it's on the album Kana. So Nyaerudo, it's I think it's one of those kind of young love kind of songs. And I wrote the song over time. So meaning that I wrote the song when I was still, I started writing the song when I was a bit young, depending on what you call young, but I think I was just explaining young love. And young love has got a lot of promises, you know, when you are still asking a girl out, you are trying to sell her the future, you know, of how your life is going to be together and things like that. So that's what Nyaerudo is all about. And what inspired it, I think it was just a song about young love. Not necessarily that I was trying to sell my love to my... I think I was already married then, or I got married. No, I wasn't married because it's a 2008 production. So I think I wrote it before I got married. So obviously it had to do with what I was selling, or what I was promising my future wife then, but not necessarily seriously. But normally that's how, I think that's how young people do it. You know, you have expectations of what your future will be like. And when you get married, you want a house. You want a house. You want a house. You want to buy your wife a house. You want to give your wife a house, a home, cars, you know, all the luxurious stuff that you can think of. And that's I think that's an opinion. That's your perspective of what a relationship is all about. But then it turns out that it's not the case, you know, because as you grow older, then you start realizing, okay, there are other issues other than the material stuff. So I think Nyaerudo is more of a young love song. I think I've explained pretty much what the song is about, but there's a part that goes ndichakutengera mota kuratidza kuti handisi kujuta, but I guess it's promises that can also get to be empty as you grow older into a relationship. So yeah, Nyaerudo. Then we pick from another one from maybe down here so that I get to be as random as possible. Okay, this one is Mskanaga Naga. Mskanaga Naga, apparently it's another love song. But Mskanaga Naga, it's a song that I wrote because I had started going out with my girlfriend, my wife now, and she's dark in complexion, which is, but then in a general term, she's African. So Mskanaga Naga is a song that I wrote about Mskanaga Namutema Gaita Seni, which means dark in complexion like me, and she is dark in complexion like me. So this one is very specific, and she inspired the song. In Nduna Mskanaga Naga nozwa maivevana. So yeah, and then I think I lived up to my expectation. Right, Mskanaga Naga, inspired by my wife, Bertha. All right, and then I hope I'll pick something else which is not a love song this time. my goodness. I have a lot of love songs. So this one is called Newe. Newe, it's I think it's more like a fantasy kind of song. What people hope to achieve in a relationship, how you'd want your relation to be like. You know, I think perfect relationships are where you can get to also go somewhere private with your loved one, and you get to spend as much intimate time together. So it's a song. I'm trying to also remember the words as I speak. You don't want to live any day, you know, without the one that you love. You don't, or your girlfriend or wife or husband or boyfriend. So that's what the basically Newe means, with you. So the song is basically talking about wanting to spend the rest of your life with that person, and it's more like a fantasy kind of song. I think, like the ideal relationship. Yeah. Okay, let's see this one. Mairana. Okay, Mairana means the mother of my children. This is more of a mature kind of a song. And Mairana, now you're married and now you have kids. But then there are situations where, especially I think with a lot of people in different fields, but with musicians we get to travel a lot. And when you travel, you know, there are things that, there are risks, like anything can happen when you're away. And you don't know also, you're not there to be spending time with your children, and it's also not a pleasant experience leaving your family, going to earn a living or going to fend for your family. So Mairana is a song that is basically talking about a guy who has to leave the family because he has to go and fend for the family. So he knows that the wife feels the same, that it's not a pleasant situation for both of them, but he has to, because that's the only way that they can survive. So the moyo wangu unobaikana means my heart is in pain. Moyo wangu unobaikana, fungwa zangu zoshushikana, my mind also in pain. But I really have to go and fend for the family because I need to be taking, that's the best way I can take care of you and the children. So inspired by, I guess, the experiences that we have in the music industry and in life in general. Yeah. All right, and then this one, karaoke. This one specifically for my wife. This one is specifically for my wife. And this one is more real in the sense that I talk about karaoke. It's a song. In actual sense, I'm trying to explain that it's a life. Karaoke is a life. It's not karaoke is in the song. So it's karaoke, this song, but it's this life, this love life. So I'm explaining that from the start of the song to the finish of the song is actually our love life together. So there is the good part and there is the bad part. And there's also encouragements and also lessons learned in that love life, in that relationship that we have. Like there's a part that I say, karaoke pane patakasvika pakuda kuparara, which means in this song there's a time that we almost destroyed the relationship because of the things that would happen, and would keep quiet about them. But those are the times that helped us survive the down times. So this is a song that I guess is a song for every relationship. So yeah, listen to this one whenever you feel you are going through a tough time in a relationship, because those times are necessary. Okay, and then this one, tinodana na Inspiration is Terera Mgwadi. I wrote the song after I listened to Tererai Mngwadi for the first time on radio. I had never met her, so I fell in love with her voice. The song is called Waenda, the one that I listened to. And I thought to myself, I need to do a song with this girl. And then I started writing the song before I even met Tererai. We started recording before I met Tererai. And then I called her and I told her, Tererai, I have a song that I want to do with you. And I had already started working on it. And she was pregnant then. So we had to go and collect her from her house, come to the studio and record Tino Danana. And she was the inspiration. Her voice was the inspiration. And I thought, we would make a very perfect duet together. And I believe it was, because it was a hit song. So thanks, Tererai, for inspiring the song. I think I have never told you this, but you inspired it. You vocaled it. All right, and then Mandigura Kunorira. Mandigura Kunorira, I wrote, I think it was on my first album. I wrote this song because I had lost a friend. He was as good as a brother. We used to live next door to each other. And I remember he passed on, he just collapsed at work. And he passed on a Monday. And I had seen him on the Sunday. And he was not sick. And I had the news in the morning, and I was supposed to go to the studio that morning. So I went to the studio. And then I found out the studio was closed. So I started just taking a walk around the studio. And then I wrote the song in my heart. Then, so that's how this song, his name was Engelbert Kwenda. So this was a special dedication to him. And that was the inspiration. I think self-explanatory. My mother inspired this one. And I think like most families, mothers are they're very close to their children. Not that fathers are, but I think in our culture, most fathers are not there physically because they are away at work, so you get to spend more time with your mother, because I think most mothers, during the time that I grew up, most mothers never used to go to work. They would be housewives, so which means we would spend more time with them, and we learned a lot from them. So this one was a special dedication to my mother, and then it became also a special dedication to all mothers, because most people go through the situation. They understand what mothers go through to make things easier. When you're growing up, you get a lot of advice for them. You get a lot of love from them, available love, or not. I don't know how to put it across, because I don't want to take away from the fathers, anything away from the fathers, because I know the fathers feel the same. I'm a father now. I understand how my father felt about me. But because we see the mothers there all the time, we feel, the love more. So this one, to all the mothers, self-explanatory, I guess. Right. Atizie means, I think direct translation is we don't know. But Atizie, it's a song that came because of life experiences, a lot of life experiences. How we don't even know the next minute or the next second what is going to happen. And how we may think that we have prepared, but we can never prepare enough for the unknown. I think the best situation right now to explain this is what the whole world is going through with the COVID-19 virus. So this song came about, and it also was a song to make maybe the hearts of people always be prepared for such times, to make the hearts of people not get carried away with what happens in the world, to appreciate every moment as it comes, So we need to appreciate ourselves or each other whenever we see each other, the time spent together, because everything that happens is probably not a right. It's not a right at all. It's a privilege that we get. Life is a privilege, so we should not waste it. And Hatizive is a song that probably that reminds people of that. That reminded me of such times, and to appreciate every moment as it comes, and to appreciate life and never to take life for granted. So we don't know. And then I think this one is the last one. Okay, I didn't expect this one. This one is called Atidzoreke. Atidzoreke, I think it's, okay, if you're going to translate it directly to English, it means we can't be pulled back, yeah, or we can't be held down. And then when in growing up, when a child was said to be adzoreke, it means when they want to do what they want, they can't be disciplined, you know. So yeah, it means they can't be disciplined. I think that's the best explanation. So Atidzoreke is, but this song now, Atidzoreke, is an inspirational song, and it's different from a lot of other songs that I've done because I've tried to use slang, yeah, modern language, the street language. And it's a song that you can sing to yourself. I think it's a song that I was trying to sing to myself, and also a sing-along song that someone can sing to themselves whenever they're facing a difficult situation, to say, I won't let this situation hold me back or hold me down. So, you've woken up on the right side of the bed. Although I know, like in the language that we will talk about, it's not exactly in a positive way, but this time I was trying to use that language to say it positively, like twakakwidza, but twakakwidza is the spirit inside you. It's on, you have high spirits, you don't want to be held down, you want to go out there no matter what the situation. The life that you have lived has taught you to go through any hurdles in life. So Atidzoreke is an inspirational song. So yeah, that's about it. And like I said, I think some of the songs, they're songs from experiences. Some of the songs, they're songs that I feel I just need to write about something. And the way that also songs sometimes come to, I believe, every artist is just through a certain word that someone says, or through a certain melody that comes in your mind, or that is played somewhere, and then it becomes a song, and gradually it's a full song. Yeah.